Hello and welcome to chapter number 4 on perfectly competitive market structures. We are going to be discussing about different types of market structures, and we will concentrate on what you are calling perfectly competitive. Now, when we talk about a perfectly competitive market, we mean that it is that type of market in which the number of buyers and sellers is very large. So we have many buyers and many sellers. That's the main definition of a perfectly competitive market. I want you to picture, for example, a market where you go and buy groceries. We have many people that are selling those groceries, and many buyers also coming in to buy those groceries. So we refer to that as a perfect competition. Other examples we can look at are on areas where farming is done. We have very many farmers in a certain area, and you realize they are almost growing the same plant, and the buyers that come also are coming to buy the same product. So we call that a perfect kind of competition. We also have producers, very many producers selling identical products and similar products. We can also look at the online market. Nowadays, people have gone shopping online. So the more the people are buying, the more sellers also are there to be able to meet the demand. So those are perfect examples that we can talk about in terms of perfectly competitive market structures. But we will look at the characteristics in this particular slide. Part of it is from the definition that we have just heard. Number one is a large number of buyers and sellers. That is very common in this kind of a market. We have homogeneity of the product. When we talk about something being homogeneous, we mean that it is the same. So we have same or similar product in this kind of a market. We have a free entry and exit of farms. Yeah, so no one prevents you or limits you from entering this kind of a market. It is a market that has a lot of freedom. If you start your farm and your business and you feel that it is not good, what is going to happen? You are going to exit, and no one is going to question you. If you want to come in, you just need to look for space. You just need to look for a place that you can be able to set up, and you're just coming into the market. So there is a lot of freedom, entry and exit, coming into the market and leaving the market. Then we have what we call the perfect knowledge of the market. Buyers and sellers must possess complete knowledge about the prices at which goods are being bought. Yeah, so buyers are aware of the cost of items, and that's why in this kind of a market, even if you walk around for how many meters or kilometers, you are going to find that the cost of the items are almost the same within that particular market. And then we have a perfect mobility of the factors of production. There should be a perfect mobility of the goods and factors between industries. Goods should be free to move to those places where they can fetch a higher price. So there is also the ability to be able to move goods from point A to B in search of better pricing. Then we also have absence of price control. So in this kind of a market, we do not have price control. Yeah, and it is more about the demand and supply that determines the price. And finally, one price of the commodity. There is always one price of the commodity available in the market. That is what I've just mentioned. If you walk across the market in search of a place that you are going to find a cheaper place, you will most likely not find it in this kind of a market, on the perfect competitive market. Then we have a discussion on what we call profit maximization. Everybody in this kind of a market, of course, they would want to maximize in terms of profit, and generally all business also want to maximize in terms of making profit. So a business profit is the difference between the revenue and the economic costs of the goods or services that the business provides. So benefits from aiming to maximize profits. When every institution, business has a major objective of maximizing profits, what do they derive from that? Number one is shareholders are likely to benefit from higher dividends. That is important to note, a share of profits. And then employees may gain if some part of their pay is linked to profitability of the business. And also there is higher profits that may lead to increased capital investments. So you may end up generating more in terms of profits. And then we look at some drawbacks from aiming to maximize profits. Higher prices of final consumers may reduce their real income. The other one is high profits might act as an incentive for new firms to enter the market depending on the contestable it is. So companies and firms may see that you are making a lot of profit, and then they also want to come into the market to take advantage of the profit. And what happens is now the market becomes saturated because everybody wants to do what the other person is doing. And finally, companies have become overly focused on maximizing profit, and then they lose sight on the social and ethical aspect of environment, or giving back to the local communities, ensuring that they are producing goods of high quality, and so on and so forth. So that will bring us to the end of the topic, perfectly competitive market structure. I invite you to read more on this particular discussion, because I believe every discussion that we are having, I am just providing a guidance and a summary that will assist you now. If you interact with materials of this nature, you will be able to understand on the way to go about it, and at least have some knowledge that is going to assist you to make and understand or make crucial decisions in regards to the markets that you intend to join or start your business.